Gaming Bolt presents funniest crimes we all committed in video games. Video games allow us to engage in things that simply wouldn't be possible in real life, and this includes funny crimes. However, most of the crimes players choose to commit tend to be silly acts. Here are the top 15 funniest crimes we all committed in gaming. Shooting an RPG in the streets of GTA. GTA may be one of the greatest gaming sandboxes ever created, with dozens of things to do, deep stories to play through, and colorful characters to befriend. But why do that when you can just whip out an RPG and set fire to the streets? This is something every GTA player has done at one time or another. Lassoing someone in Red Dead Redemption and dragging them behind your horse. Red Dead Redemption allows the player to live out all of their Wild West fantasies, no matter how depraved they are. Walking into town, lassoing a random cowboy or nun, tying them to the back of your horse, and riding off into the desert never got old. It was such a simple distraction, but it offered up to hours of entertainment. Shamelessly stealing everything in plain sight in Skyrim. A lot of open-world RPGs require players to spend a lot of time scavenging for weapons, armor, supplies, and remedies. In Skyrim, it was incredibly fun to run throughout the world, taking everything it can carry and running away from the guards the entire time as they try to retrieve their trinkets. Purposely messing up your team in an online game. Online multiplayer games can be a serious thing. They often require teams of skilled players working together to complete a difficult objective, but this can all go horribly wrong if one player takes the initiative. While it's annoying to absolutely ignore everyone else, there's something inherently fun about going rogue in multiplayer. Trying to kill off as many characters as possible in a game that allows you to choose their fates. Gamer choice has become a growing trend as of late, letting players choose how their story will progress and even who survives. While you can play through these tales in a serious manner, trying to get to the end and vanquish the evil, you can also just try and kill everyone. Games like Until Dawn as you like, trying to reach the credits with as few characters left breathing as humanly possible. Bought a game guide for the easiest game out there. Game guides are sort of recognized as cheating among the gaming community, at least when it comes to simply playing through the game. This crime is worsened when you buy a guide for an easy or straightforward title, such as a 2D platformer or a hack and slash title. Bought a console, sold it, and bought it again. Consoles are expensive, and sometimes, when gamers fall out of love with gaming for a period in their lives, they will rid themselves of their machines. This is no problem if you're not using it, as it may fatten your wallet a bit, but buying a new one is just a waste of money. Bought a ton of games on Steam Summer Sale, played only a few. The Steam Sale may be one of the deadliest events in gaming. Dozens of games are sold at incredibly low prices, so almost on instinct, gamers will buy almost anything that catches their eyes. This leads to an enormous Steam library, with the majority of titles going unplayed. Complaining about a game that you've never played. Everyone on the internet has an opinion, and not all of them are kept quiet. A common occurrence on forums is users complaining about a series they have literally no knowledge of. If you're going to put down a particular series, at least have some way to back your claim. Shot someone in the game just to see them die. When we're given the option to pull the trigger, we tend to take it, just to see what happens. While a tad twisted, the context can often be hilarious, such as turning on your fellow UNSC soldiers only to hear them scream out in surprise at your mutiny. Sacrificing Yoshi to make a jump in Super Mario World. When Yoshi was first introduced in Super Mario World, players quickly learned that you could abandon the green dino in midair to get another jump. While he has more practical uses today, he is still well known as an expendable ally. Breaking pots in The Legend of Zelda. Link has saved the world dozens of times, wielding various weapons to defeat his enemies and solve puzzles, but even the hero of time has a dark side. Hyrule is seemingly littered with fragile ceramic pots, with many of those housing valuable resources. Thanks to this, players will enter a house, scout out all of its pots and jars, and destroy every single one of them, leaving the denizens of Hyrule with nothing to store their possessions in. Away from keyboard. We're all busy people, and sometimes life gets in the way of gaming. Specifically, it gets in the way in the middle of a match. When you're in a state of intense concentration in the middle of a multiplayer match, nothing brings you down more than seeing a teammate standing motionless. Buying pointless Day 1 DLC. Over the last 10 years, DLC has become a staple of gaming, but not all of it is good. Indulging in Day 1 DLC that adds next to nothing to the game is a pointless exercise. Additions such as the infamous horse armor from Oblivion are just money grabs and will not make you have more fun. Buying third-party controllers. When developing a console, the company in charge puts a lot of time into designing the controller. It has to have a good feel, responsive buttons and sticks, and be durable to wear and tear. Third-party controllers throw all of these concerns out the window. Yes, controllers are pricey, but turning to a third party just because you'll save a couple of bucks isn't always worth it. Calling Link Zelda and vice versa. Video games are home to dozens, if not hundreds of memorable characters. However, back in their infancy, their names weren't always known. This led to people calling Link Zelda and vice versa. While casual gamers wouldn't blink an eye at this, when some gamers hear others do this, they can't help but cringe. Which gaming crimes have you committed? And if you like what we're doing, go ahead and click that subscribe button. See you soon.